Good morning, children. This is your Bhagya ma'am. I welcome you all for the geography class. I hope you all have opened your textbooks and got ready. Right? Yes. Let's go on. In the last class, we have discussed about the types of commercial farming, that is, commercial grain farming, mixed farming, and plantations. At the end of today's class, you'll be able to learn about the major crops. Major crops. A large variety of crops are grown to meet the requirement for the growing population. As you all know that the population is growing day by day in the world. So in order to meet their needs, we grow a variety of crops. And not only that, children, crops also supply raw materials for the agro-based industries. For example, fruits for jam industry, rubber for rubber industry, cotton for cotton textile industry, etc. Let's see the classification of major crops. It has been classified into three kinds. That is, those are food crops, fiber crops, and beverage crops. Rice, wheat, maize, and millets, they come under food crops because we eat them. Cotton and jute, they come under fiber crops because we use them for manufacturing of cloth. And tea and coffee are beverage crops which we drink them. Let's know about them each in detail. First, rice. Children, it is the major food crop. Rice is the major food crop of the world, children. Especially people, those who are living in the tropical and subtropical regions, they have the rice as their staple diet. So rice requires some certain conditions for its growth, children. Let's see them. Rice needs high temperature, high humidity, and high rainfall. Rice grows well in the alluvial clay soil as it retains much amount of water. Any soil which retains much amount of soil is fertile soil, children. So this is the best soil for the growth of rice. And leading producers of rice. China leads in the production of rice, children, followed by India, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Egypt. In favorable climatic conditions, as in West Bengal and Bangladesh, because they reside side by side, they grow 2 or 3 crops in a year, children. 2 or 3 crops in a year. Now let's go for the wheat. Wheat. So the conditions required for the growth of wheat, children. Wheat requires moderate temperature, moderate rainfall during the growing season. So while it is growing, it requires only moderate temperature and moderate rainfall, but bright sunshine at the time of harvest. This wheat also grows well in well-drained loamy soil. USA is the leading producer of wheat, children, followed by Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, Australia, and India. But children, wheat is grown in winter in India. Millets. What are millets, children? Yes, here you can see jowar, bajra, and ragi. These are the 3 millets. These are also known as coarse grains. What, children? Coarse grains. These millets, they don't require fertile soil, children. They can grow in less fertile soils also and even sandy soils. It is a hardy crop that needs low rainfall and high moderate temperature and adequate rainfall. So it requires low amount of rainfall and high to moderate temperature. For example, jowar, bajra and ragi are grown in India. Other countries, other kinds of millets also they grow, but especially the main crops in the millets are jowar, bajra and ragi. So other countries who grow this millets are Nigeria, China and Niger. Maize. Maize requires moderate temperature, rainfall and lots of bright sunshine, children. So this maize requires well-drained fertile soils for its growth. Maize is grown in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India and Mexico. Children, do you know? Maize is also known as corn, corn flakes, corn flour, we'll say no. So this corn flour is made out of maize. Corn flax also made out of maize. And this maize having different colors, variety of colors, children, across the world. Some of them are white, some are yellow, some are brown, some are blue, like that. Next, cotton. Cotton and jute are the fiber crops which we have discussed earlier. Cotton requires high temperature and light rainfall. This cotton children requires 210 frost-free days. You know what's the meaning of frost? Yes, the dew, the droplets of the snow is called dew. That dew again freezes, it becomes frost. Okay, so that's why the cotton requires 210 frost-free days. And also bright sunshine for its growth. This cotton grows well in the black soil or alluvial soil. That's why cotton is also known for black cotton soil. Okay, black soil is also known as black cotton soil. China, USA, India, Pakistan and Egypt are the leading producers of cotton, children. So this is the main raw material for the cotton textile industry, which we all know that. Yes, so from the cotton we make yarn. That yarn we convert into cloth. That cloth we make into a garment. So it will be very much helpful for the raw material in the textile industry also. Next comes to the jute. Jute is also known as golden fiber, children, because of its golden color. After processing, jute appears golden color. That's why it's also known as golden fiber. It grows well in alluvial soils and requires high temperature and heavy rainfall, much humidity. The weather must be having humid, it means much amount of water vapor. So this crop grows well in the tropical areas like India and Bangladesh. So that's why the India and Bangladesh are the leading producers of jute. Next, go for the beverage crop, children, coffee. Tea and coffee are the beverage crops which we have discussed earlier. Now let's know about the coffee. Coffee requires warm and wet climate, children. It requires warm climate and wet. And well-drained loamy soil is the best soil for growing of coffee. Actually, coffee is grown usually on the hill slopes and it is more suitable for growth of this crop. Brazil is the leading producer of coffee, children, followed by Colombia and India. First place occupied by the Brazil and next followed by the Colombia and India. Children, do you know an interesting fact which is given in the textbook? There are different versions about the discovery of coffee, children. People say that, people say this about the coffee. But in fact, in about AD 850, Chaldea, an Arab goat herder who was puzzled by the queer antics of the flock because they have ate the berries of this green bush, so which the goats were feeding, on experience a sense of exhilaration, he proclaimed his discovery of the world. So after eating the berries and the leaves of this plant, children, he has observed some kind of activeness in the sheep behavior, goats behavior. So from then onwards, this coffee plant came into existence and everybody came to know, started using the coffee. And these coffee berries are dried up and processed and they turn into coffee seeds, and those coffee seeds, children, they'll be crushed and they'll make it as a coffee powder. Tea. Tea is also a beverage crop. Children, tea is a beverage crop, grows on plantations. What's the meaning of plantation? A single crop is grown in large extent. It means some hundreds acres of land, thousands acres of land. This tea requires cool climate, children, but well distributed high amount of rainfall. It requires frequent showers and cool climate for its growth. Otherwise, tender leaves will not grow. Okay. It requires well-drained loamy soil, children, for its growth. The best soil for growth of this tea is well-drained loamy soil. And gentle slope. You know what's the meaning of gentle slope? A little slope. See here, you can see in this picture. This leaves plantation of tea is a labor-intensive industry, children, because as it requires large amount of labor for plucking of the leaves. So Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka are the best producers of the tea, children, and they produce the best quality of the tea in the world. And that's all for today, children. Thank you.